guys and welcome to Keto Kicks. I'm Ellen and today I'm going to take you through what our weekly shop looks like when we're on keto. This kind of shop can usually last us up to about a week and a half to 2 weeks, as with all of this meat here, a lot of it, we put some of it in the freezer. Yeah, so it is worth mentioning that all of this, most of this is from Lidl today, but a couple of things we had to go to Aldi because Lidl wasn't stocked properly, so sort it out, Lidl, please. We needed to get lamb from Aldi and the halloumi also, it's worth mentioning. When you're going to get halloumi, at the moment, Lidl isn't stocking the halloumi with the lower carbs, Aldi is, so that's your place to go. So today it cost £78, around £78 for all of this, which is really good for a keto shop, considering sometimes our shop can get up to like £100 when we're not on keto. As you can see, we have a lot of meat because I like a lot of meat. So we're gonna I'll just take you through it. We have lamb, pork chops, pork mince, beef mince, turkey mince, king prawns, love king prawns, chicken thighs, chicken wings and chicken breasts, and bacon and sausages. The reason why we get loads and loads of meat is because meat, a lot of it, is really low in carbs. So a lot of it have no carbs in whatsoever. So chicken and everything else has 0 carbs in whatsoever. Bacon can sometimes be tricky because it can sometimes have, like, if it's honey cured bacon, it can have like a sugar coating on top, so you need to check. But this has 0 carbs in whatsoever, and smoked bacon is better to get because it is higher in fats, and the fats is what you need when you're on keto. It's good to have a lot of meat, but you still need to keep an eye on how much protein you're eating, so you can't just eat constant meat. You need to balance it out with the fats that you're eating, because if you constantly eat protein and your protein is higher than the fats that you're consuming, it'll kick you out of keto. Another thing to mention with the sausages, so when we first started, sausages I dodged completely. I was like, no, we can't have sausages. And then when we started back up for our 3rd time of doing keto, we found these in Lidl, and they're the gluten-free ones. So they have 0.4 carbs in, so there's per sausage, so there's hardly any carbs in the sausages. So these are the better ones to get. So if you're looking for sausages to have on keto, the gluten-free ones are the better ones to grab. We then go on to our fruit and veg. So with the fruit, it's really difficult. You can't have apples and bananas and everything. I know it sounds unhealthy, but it is what it is. So the few fruits that you can have are berries. So strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, all of them things, but they do still have carbs in it. So you need to be really, really careful, because I made the mistake because I have such a sweet tooth and I just thought, strawberries are really, really healthy, that I'd go to the fridge and have a whole punnet of strawberries, and then it would kick me out of keto, and then I'd complain that I'm not losing any weight, and it would just be a massive cycle. So I've stopped buying strawberries completely, because for me, I just get too addicted. But what we do get is frozen raspberries, because frozen raspberries are really good to have in things which we don't have on here actually, Greek yogurt or soya yogurt that have really low carbs in, as a dessert to just sort my sweet tooth out, because I always crave chocolate. It's just things that I do. So for our berries, we get frozen berries, so we get frozen raspberries and blueberries. So I'll get them for you now, I just took them out of the freezer to show you. These frozen raspberries you can get from Lidl, just grab them out of the freezer section. We get these ones to add into things like Greek yogurt that are high in fat and low in carbs, or soya yogurt that has 0 carbs in. These are really, really helpful. They stop me from just going to the fridge and snacking on them all day, every day. So they're really good to have, and they're good to put in your smoothie too, that I'll eventually probably do a recipe video on. With these blueberries that we got, so we bought loads that were, I'm going to put them down there. We bought loads that were going out of date, because they were 6p, I think, from Aldi at one point. So we bought loads and loads and loads of punnets of them, and we just put them all in this beautiful freezer bag and shoved them in the freezer. And frozen blueberries, they have made my life. I love them. I don't like blueberries normally, but frozen, they're just the best thing ever. That's a good thing to try. And if you can get them cheap and shove them in the freezer, even better. So Another thing we get for our desserts, we didn't get it on this shop, but we do usually get it from B&M actually, are these 10-calorie yogurts. They're really, really low in carbohydrates, but again, they're not very high in fat at all. We have noticed that sometimes when we're having one like every night or every day, we can sometimes feel like we're not so much in keto. So these are good just as maybe a once in a while treat, but they're good to mention because they're low in carbs. So back to what's on the table. We have onions. The onions I sometimes use maybe about a quarter or a half of an onion chopped up to put into my dishes, because they can still be quite high in carbs. I don't know exactly, but once I get cooking and do some recipe videos for you guys, I'll talk about like the net carbs in each amount of onion and stuff like that. But sometimes I use about a quarter of onion, but that's usually enough to flavour the dish. Lettuce. So lettuce we have a lot of salads and stuff for our lunches because we can't have sandwiches and wraps. Salads are really good alternative, and I've started to actually really like salad. We also use lettuce for buns for burgers. So when we make our burgers, we can sometimes use lettuce buns instead. We have peppers, avocados. Avocados are amazing source of natural fat. I add them to my salads. We have them in the morning with breakfast and egg. Like, I used to hate avocado. Like, I was like, no, I'm not eating that. But now I love them. They're just really handy to have, and they make me feel really healthy, basically. Tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. I love a cherry tomato, but I only have one or two in my salad, because they still have quite a few carbs in them. But if you do it in moderation, then it's fine. So I just add it to my salad to add that sweetness and a little bit of colour to my salad, really. We've also got spring onion. Spring onion is really good, again, for salads and just to add on to extra little things. Adds a nice little kick and things like that. Mushrooms, perfect vegetable to add to everything. We have mozzarella. Mozzarella is a key thing to have in your fridge. Grated mozzarella to have in your fridge when you're on keto. You can add it to things to kick up your fat in your dishes. We add it to veg when we're frying up some veg together. We just add some in there to kick up our fats, or we add it to some meat or on top of chicken in the oven. Is amazing. Or half an avocado, perfect. But also we make things like fathead bread, which I'll do a video of a recipe and what we use it for and all them kind of things later on our channel. But yeah, grated mozzarella is perfect. We're always usually getting 2 packs per shop because we use it quite a bit. Halloumi, best thing. I love halloumi. Is the best thing in life, and we'll do some multiple recipes with it and like little snacks that you can do with it on another video. But the halloumi that you need to get, like I said at the start, is from Aldi. Lower in carbs, better. Tuna is really good to have, really handy to have. This one, you need to get it in sunflower oil, as it has 0 carbs and it's quite high in fat. That in a salad, which I didn't actually know, but salad with loads of mayo, full fat mayo, is the best thing ever. Another thing that's not on this table, because we didn't need to get it because it lasts a while, is mayo. So when you are buying mayo, which we add to quite a lot of things, and it's a good thing to add to your fats per day, is full fat mayo. You need to have it basically if you like mayo. We have Edam cheese. Edam is a perfect replacement for lasagna sheets, believe it or not. So I make the best lasagna. We use lamb mince and Edam cheese, and I make the cheese sauce with cream cheese, and again I'll do another recipe video for that because it is one of my favourite recipes to do, and I think we prefer keto lasagna to normal lasagna, to be fair, because it's just cheesy and rich and just beautiful. Also with that, another thing to mention that is probably key, which we don't have here again, is passata. So you can't really have chopped tomatoes because it has quite a lot of carbs in it, so if you get passata and use a little amount of that, then that's also key to have in your shops and in your cupboards when you're at home. We have double cream here, really handy to add to desserts and that kind of thing. Soy milk instead of normal milk. And with these nuts, so Brazil nuts, I have literally just discovered that Brazil nuts are the better thing to have. We started having, when we tried keto for the 3rd time I think, we started eating pistachios and normal nuts that were quite low in carbs, but I got carried away and would eat loads and loads and loads again, like the strawberries. and it would just kick me out, and I'd wonder why I wasn't feeling okay and why I felt so just bloated and stuff, and it was all because of the nuts. But these ones, so the way that we work it out is the carbohydrates and the fibre. So this has 3.6 grams of carbs and 9.5 grams of fibre, which means it has 0 net carbs in basically. It doesn't have any net carbs in. So you can technically eat as many of these as you want, but you still need to be careful. I try not to get carried away, but they're really handy for me to take. I take a handful to work with me when I'm getting a little bit hungry, and just have a few of them. Eggs are another thing. So eggs are perfect for lunches or breakfast, fried in loads of butter and cheese on top, or scrambled egg or anything. Just eggs. You just need eggs. They're perfect. Another thing to mention is this dark chocolate. When you're looking for chocolate, you need to get dark chocolate, and it needs to be around 80 to 90% cocoa, because that has the less carbs in it. So with this, I don't have it in our cupboard just as a snack, let me just have a bar now or a little piece, because I'd get too carried away. These I mainly keep for when I'm making desserts, basically. Vanilla essence is another thing to have when you're making desserts and all that kind of thing. And also with your butter, when you're buying butter, you need unsalted grass-fed butter, because that's higher in fat and lower in carbs. So yeah, I think that's everything on the table, but I want to mention 2 things that aren't on our table again. I know I've been doing the whole video, but these things here. So, smooth almond butter. This I got from Lidl, and it was about £3, which I know it seems a lot for what it is, but it lasts a long time. So it says here, consume within 3 months once opened, and this is really good maybe to add to desserts, or I'll probably do a recipe of a smoothie video, and it's really good to add to that. So with fruit and then almond milk or soya milk, and add this, and it makes a really nice nutty taste. I don't like peanut butter, but this is really, really, really nice, like really tasty. And then another thing, pure butter ghee. So this we use for cooking. Instead of oil and instead of this butter over here, we use this. And the reason why we use this is because it is literally basically 100% fat. There's 0 carbs in it, there's 0 over anything in it, it's just 100% pure natural fat, which is the good things that you need on keto. So we add this to when we're cooking anything, and it just builds up our fats for the day, and also you can't taste it, so it doesn't taste like butter. So when we were cooking in this, my eggs and everything would just be too buttery, and it would just be sickly and horrible and ugh. But this is it's perfect. At first I was a bit like, oh, it smells a little bit when you're cooking, but it doesn't taste of anything, so it's really nice. It's a perfect thing to have to up your fats. So guys, I think I've shown you everything on the table. I'll probably, with a few of these things actually from this shop, do some recipe videos for you guys. So I'll do the lasagna, and maybe I'm going to have a look online and see if there's new things that we can try together. And if I fail, then you can still see that, because it'll be entertaining. So yeah, please like, subscribe and comment if you have any suggestions or anything. Thank you again guys, see you soon. Thanks, bye.